Hello, I would like to talk to you about Hara. What is a Hara? Why it is so important for us to practice Hara on a daily basis, and what a major difference it makes in our lives if we manage to stay in Hara. Hara should always be our default state of consciousness, which usually it isn't because people are not used to it and people don't know about it. What is Hara? Hara is a line, the Hara line. It is below the human energy field. You might know about the human energy field with its 7 layers. It's also called the auric field, which is around us, and also the chakras are connected with the energy field. Beyond that and below that we have the Hara line. The Hara line is like a laser beam. You can imagine it starts at your individuation point. It goes into the top of your head, goes through the center of your body, out of the perineum into the center of the earth. It ends into the middle and center of the earth at the 13th chakra, which we share with the earth. So we're actually connected to the Hara line also with the earth. What does Hara do? Hara centers us and grounds us and brings us into a balanced state. You can imagine like one of these horses on these old carousels. They have these pillars which go through the horses, which attaches them to the carousel. That's about how you can imagine the Hara line. There are also some very important points on the Hara line. First of all, the dantian, which is below the belly button. This is our manifestation point. So manifestation happens best when we are in Hara, not when we are in the auric field. So that's also why it's important to be in Hara. If you want to manifest something, you have to be in a good state of Hara. So that's the same, it's like a golden ball. It's in here below the belly button, and it's the same point that martial arts fighters use when they want to smash a board or when to prepare for a hit. That's where they get the power from. The other important point that we have is here on the high heart. This is our soul seat, and it's a seat where our passion sits, what we are longing for in life, what we want to achieve. So manifestation and passion, 2 important features of our lives, and of course we want to be able to do that and manifest and live our passion, and that's why Hara is also important. The next thing is that when you're not in Hara, everything that's projected at you, people who are in an emotional bad state, who are projecting you situations that happen in your life, they just throw you over, they attach to you emotionally. You get upset, you might get sad, you might get angry. That happens when you're not in Hara. And also being Hara means being in the present, having presence. And that's another thing that's important, because all the trauma, emotional woundings, imprinted beliefs, all the things that are heavy luggage on our path of life, they are residing in the unconscious level, in the unconscious mind. And when we're in the present, our unconscious mind has no hold of us, because then we are in our conscious mind. As long as we are in our conscious mind, the unconscious mind has no power. And that's also why it's very important, to leave all the drama behind, to be in your conscious mind, to being the loving observer of what happening is around us, instead of being emotionally triggered, reacting. And it's just like a domino effect. The more you react, the more things react to you, and it just triggers you all the time. So being Hara brings you in this loving observer state, seeing what is going on around you, but not reacting to it. You can decide how you want to react or how you want to respond, better said. And you can choose, and choosing is freedom, and every choice brings us more freedom. So when we can freely choose, we have the freedom to live our life the way we want, and to spend it the way we want, with the people we want, and choose also the situations we want to be in. So that's the next thing that's very important. So you see there are many features about being in Hara, which has a lot of advantages for your life and for your daily routine. So how do we do Hara, or how do we practice Hara? That's fairly easy. What you do is first you start the 4-4-4-4 breathing, which means getting into a more calm state. just by breathing, we can actually regulate our nervous system and calm us down. And the 4x4 breathing is very simple. You inhale on the count of 4, you wait, hold it for the count of 4, and then you exhale on the count of 4. You hold it again on the count of 4, you inhale on the count of 4. You can do that as long as you want until you feel you're getting a bit calmer and a bit more relaxed. And when you have achieved that, you imagine the Hara Line. The Hara Line starts, as I said, at your individuation point, and you imagine a laser beam coming down from this individuation point right on the top, in the top of your head, going through your head and going through your body, out of the perineum, down into the earth, into the core of the earth, the center of the earth, to the 13th chakra, which we share with the earth. So you do this by breathing out. So we do it together. You imagine this laser beam, you're breathing, and by breathing out, by exhaling, you hold it and you go down through your body into the center of the earth, through all the layers until you arrive to the center of the earth. Then you hold your breath for a moment, and while you inhale, you pull the laser beam up again through all the layers of the earth, out, 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 out. You can also imagine it gets bigger, like a tractor beam. You get it in through the perineum, into your body again, and then until you get into your heart and you anchor it into your heart. And that's when you're in Hara. What you do on top is, you use your hands. The right hand, it shows 12 o'clock, upside up, and the other one upside down. So you're actually holding your hand into the Hara Line, and which strengthens it even more. And in this state, don't close your eyes, because when you close your eyes, you easily drop into a meditative state, which we don't want. We're here, we're present, we're very much aware what's going on. You can just gaze into nowhere, if that helps you. And you can do that for 2, 3, 10 minutes. So the best is in the beginning to practice Hara is to do it 3 times a day, 11 minutes. That would be the perfect timing. But whatever you do, any minute that you do Hara practice helps you. You can also do, if that's a bit complicated for you, you can also take your left hand up and do the so-called 12 o'clock position. Both digits showing up at 12 o'clock. You can do that as well. Whatever feels better for you, doesn't matter. So practicing Hara, very important. Do it if possible 3 times a day, 11 minutes. If not, just do it less. But whenever you do it, it helps you. You can do it also while queuing somewhere in the waiting line. You can do it while waiting for the bus. Nobody sees it, because when you have a little bit of practice, you don't need the hands anymore. You just have the intention going into Hara, and there you are. Nothing more to do. And after a while, you can just say the word or think the word Hara, and you're automatically into Hara. And it becomes more and more your default state. And you get more and more grounded and balanced and centered, and less being triggered by the people around you. And that's just beautiful. You know, this state is beautiful when you're so free to walk through your life, and whoever comes to you, you know, you can welcome them with a loving heart, instead of, you know, what is this guy doing, or what does he want, or, you know, just going in this adverse reaction. So that's really, really beautiful way of being. And I personally have to say it changed my life. It made a whole lot of difference. You can even practice Hara when you're nervous, when you have like an important meeting ahead of you, or an interview or anything like this. My children learned how to do it before they have an exam or a test, which grounds them and centers them, brings them into a piece of calmness. So there are many ways and many opportunities that you can use Hara, and even small kindergarten children can practice Hara, because it's so super simple and easy, and it changes your life. I hope this helped you and gave you a little bit of guidance what you can do, especially if you're very nervous or ungrounded. And I'm very looking forward to your comments and see the results of your Hara practice.